Here comes Bosa. Here comes the quarterback, Burrow. Looking for a block, and he got it up in the front by Hopkins into the end zone. Touchdown!
Those little split-second differences so huge in the NFL. 2nd and 10, Burrow over the middle. Higgins breaking free, and Cincinnati back in front.
Rivers off play action. That one's going to be intercepted, picked off by Jesse Bates.
Welcome back to the Streaking Stripes podcast, the #1 Bengals podcast in Indonesia.
Maybe. We don't know.
Oh, it's a fact. I absolutely know it. All right, we're back.
Oh, word.
And my voice just cracked because I'm a teenage boy. We're back. It's Steelers week. How we feeling?
Fuck the Steelers.
Yeah, fuck the Steelers. I like the input. And Bryce is going to say nothing, because of course. All right, so today on today's podcast, we're going to do we're going to dive into the Steelers game, obviously, but we're also going to try to review and go over some things about Chicago last week that we all were frustrated with. So we'll just go into that first. So the Bengals lost 20-17 in Chicago to Andy Dalton / Justin Fields and the Chicago Bears. They dug a 17-point hole and could not quite claw their way out of it. So what are you guys' thoughts on last week?
Pain.
Pain. Andy likes being his old team.
Yeah. I personally thought that. I mean, I guess I kind of predicted it. I thought we were gonna lose that game, but I didn't expect it to be like that. I kind of expected Chicago's defense to be in control, but I didn't expect us to just come out there and have a game plan of throw slants the entire game and hope that it works. So. So.
That game plan, I don't know what was going on with that game plan. I don't know why you would just throw only slants and little screens. First of all, feed Mixon. He's a man, right? Feed Mixon. Also, fucking take some deep shots. My lord.
Yeah. Joe Burrow had 19
Rams
completions on 30 attempts, threw for 207 yards. So that's really not ideal.
And
well, we'll talk about that. That was a rough stretch. But Joe Mixon, 20 attempts, 69 yards. Nice. I think he got in the pass. Yeah, he had one catch for 2 yards. So they tried to get him going, but it just, again, that Chicago defense was a tough solve. So,
unfortunately, if you're not going to take shots downfield, if you're not going to be able to throw the ball, of course they're just going to key in on the run. So
yeah, they started stacking the box, and I mean, I think Joe Burrow actually was kind of, and I don't like to harp on him just because we all love Joe Burrow, but he was staring down guys, and that led to a couple of the picks. The one, he got hit in the backfield, but the first couple were, you could see it on the replay. He was just staring down his guy. So
even balls that weren't picked off, he threw the ball on this fucking back of a Bears cornerback on a in route, I think, on Mix that he's trying to get the ball to Mixon. He just drills.
Hello?
Yeah, we good?
Yeah, we're good.
Hello?
We're good. So yeah, it was.
There's an awkward silence. That's great.
It's fun. It's whatever. We're not professionals. Who gives a shit? On the other side of the ball, Justin Fields was 6 of 13, for 60 yards and an interception, and then Andy Dalton was 9 of 11
he
for
tried to will the
56
Bengals
yards.
into a victory.
Yeah, so we thank you, Justin Fields, for that, but we couldn't quite pull it out. And I don't know what it is about Andy Dalton, but he loves playing the Bengals, and it pisses me off.
Yeah, he was on point.
Yeah, that first drive, he was.
You hate to see him get hurt away. It was like,
Yeah, the first drive, he was dotting us up, and I don't know. I guess
perfect.
if it's the first drive, I'm not gonna hark on the defense that much, but I mean, it's Andy Dalton.
Their defense
No, but it
really
didn't look
well.
like it was going to
Like,
tend
our
in, or
defense looked really
trend
nice
in a
that
good
game.
direction.
No, how about did our defense gave up 206 yards? That's it.
Yeah,
So-
no, our defense looked really great.
So,
Yeah,
I mean,
was.
most of the points they scored against us was from their defense scoring against our offense.
Yeah, you take away that pick six and we win. That's the part that is just.
Yeah.
so many plays you take away, we win that game.
Yeah. So, yeah, I thought defense. I mean, we gave up 123 rushing yards, but we held Chicago to 83 through the air, which is insane. Which just makes Zach Taylor's comments after the game that much more irritating to me. If anybody didn't know, Zach Taylor post game basically said that because we didn't create turnovers on defense, that's why we lost. So deflecting away from his game plan, he said we need to create more turnovers. And
there's a little truth to that, but that's a small minuscule part. That's not why we lost.
Yeah.
It'd be nice if we created more turnovers, because I think.
I mean,
correct
you
me if
always
I'm
want your
wrong.
defense to
We
create
didn't have
more
an interception.
turnovers.
We didn't have an interception against Minnesota, did we? Logan Wilson was the first pick of the year.
I think so. Yeah. I
I
think
believe
the
so.
only one that we had was that Dalvin.
We just
Cook
had
fumble.
the Dalvin Cook fumble.
Yeah, so we had the fumble, but I mean, turnovers are going to happen. We're 2 weeks into the season. I mean, our defense has been playing really well. As far as I'm concerned, yeah, you'd like the turnovers, of course. Who doesn't want their defense to have more turnovers? But we're not exactly giving up a lot of points either.
Yeah, I mean, you gave up 24 to Minnesota, but you were in overtime, and
Yeah, we
barring
went to overtime, and
if you punt on that fourth down, you more than likely stop Minnesota, and you're giving up less than 20, right? So,
Yeah.
Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase also at post game said that they did not like the play calling. Jamar Chase was quoted as saying, "We waited until the last minute to take shots." Joe Burrow kind of agreed with it. The game plan was, you can tell the game plan was, I don't want to say irritating, but the players wanted to open it up a little bit more. So, and I don't know if that's just if coaching will fix that, but I don't know if the communication is quite there.
How much power do you think Burrow has when it comes to audible and how to shit? So,
I mean,
I'm sure there's a play.
He was calling his plays. Yeah, there was a series for Chicago where he was calling his plays. So Burrow has full control of the offense.
That's what I'm saying. Just like the audible to deep plays. Like if you guys think that you want to take more deep shots, why don't you I don't know. I guess it'd be stepping on your coach's toes in a way, but
I was going to say, you don't want to be stepping on your coach's toes, and Burrow's also not that player who's going to step on his coach's toes.
No, but I mean, if it's there based on what the defense gives you, I don't know.
I mean, some of the deep shots, though, and I'm not here to shit on Joe either, but part of it was that Joe just wasn't looking downfield. I saw a numerous amount of clips after the game somewhere on Twitter and in Reddit. And there were multiple times where we had receivers open deep downfield, and Burrow was either just getting hit or he was not looking deep, So part of it's on Burrow. Part of it's on the play calling. It's a combination of things.
Yeah, I mean, obviously he's got to go through his progressions. So if the deep shot isn't in his progression and it's on the opposite side of the field, that's one thing. But you know, you got to be able to improvise and anticipate. I think that his anticipation is one of his best qualities. So if you see something pre-snap and you see that the deep ball might be open, I don't know, get through your first two progressions maybe. If you got time, look deep, and if it's there, it's there. I was frustrated with Joe Burrow personally. I don't want to like. I think it's
Yeah.
not. I don't want to say that it's like he lost us the game, but he played a part in it because it. You know, he had a clunker, and I'm not saying that he sucks or anything because of it, but guys have bad games, and I think he'll be better
I would
for
say
it. But it is what it is.
have bad games. Everyone was freaking out because week 1 because Aaron Rodgers threw up a dud. You know, bad games just happen in the NFL. I don't care. I don't care if you're Joe Montana. You have a bad game.
Yeah, it's just it is what it is. I mean, like he said about well, that's a quote that I'll get into after this, but yeah,
And
it's
he,
a tough game, but
he's in his second year with his rookie year not having a training camp. You know, he's still a young player. He's still, as much hope as we have for him, he's still, at the end of the day, a young player who's still learning. So,
yeah, Bryce and I were talking that he's still basically in his rookie year because he only had 10 games. So,
yeah, it's year 2 for him. I'm not worried about it. I mean, we look. No, I'm not saying Joe Burrow is Baker Mayfield, but we look at the numbers that Baker's put up the past 2 years, and then you look at what Baker did in his second year, and people were talking about wanting him out of Cleveland his second year. So, I mean, I'm not worried about Joe. He's going to have a bad game. It is what it is.
Oh, yeah.
Got to move on from it.
Bryce, you got any comments on Joe Burrow?
It was painful to watch, to say the least.
Yeah.
But he throws his 3 picks, and then the next 2 passes after that are touchdowns. So
that's the thing about
his
Joe
first
Burrow,
interception
man.
over 200 attempts. I think that was the stat.
I
Something
think it was
that,
like 190 or something.
First interception,
like that,
and that's truthfully that's not a bad number either.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing about Joe Burrow is
it
he's
just
got
sucks that it came 3 straight throws.
Yeah, he has that quintessential mind of a quarterback where just because I threw a pick on my last throw, that doesn't mean that it's gonna affect me going forward. And you saw it. He throws 3 straight picks, and the next 2 throws he throws touchdowns. So that's why I'm like, you know, it's a bad game. I know he probably worked really hard in practice all week, and he wants to be better, obviously. So I'm expecting a Joe Burrow type game against the Steelers. So
it's all right. He worked hard in practice, but he's still inconsistent.
Yeah, he's very
Speaking
inconsistent.
Of Steelers game, do you guys want to get into that now a little bit? Preview the Steelers.
Sure.
I don't know if you all saw the news that broke this morning, but Watt is out now officially.
Yeah, Bengals by 100.
Okay.
Bengals by 100.
Reminder: we're still playing in Pittsburgh, which we haven't won in Pittsburgh since 2015.
We're playing in Pittsburgh. Bengals by 1,000.
Reminder: we also don't have Finley.
That's true, but Joe Burrow's better. He's faster.
Well, it's also not Monday night.
He's also not at Ginger.
Yeah,
we don't need Finley yet.
So yeah, we got Pittsburgh coming up
though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know if he's got it. We need Juju to do another TikTok dance on the field. That's what we need.
Okay. I think our boys will come out ready to play.
Oh, I think they're all upset from last week.
I think the defense is gonna come out pissed off for the simple fact that the 2 leaders of the defense are Von Bell and Jesse Bates.
Yeah. I think
Von Bell's a dangerous man. Woke up feeling violent today.
I think that
I want to see the offense come out looking pissed off, though. I'm tired of fucking Burrow and the offense always looking like shit against the Steelers.
Yeah, I think that the team as a whole is going to come out ready to go. I don't really think one side of the ball. I think that last week really frustrated them. They know that they can be better than what they showed last week, and they
should
feel
be 2-0.
that Yeah, they feel like they let a win slip out of their hands because they just weren't ready. So I expect them to be ready to go.
And if I had a bet, actually, I'm not going to make a bet on this, but if I'm Zach Taylor, the very first thing I'm doing, first play of the game, I don't care where we are on the field, as long as, it's not unreasonable, like we're backed up on our own goal line, which, God, I hope that doesn't happen.
Take the top off the defense.
Exactly. Play action, take the top off, let her rip. Jamar Chase
Let
go
that
make
bitch
a play.
fly.
Let that bitch fly.
Yeah, I wouldn't be too upset with that. Honestly, this week,
I thought you're aggressive.
Sure as hell wouldn't be
see
upset.
my Ohio State stuff with Kyle McCord starting. I want to see first drive. I want to see on Saturday and Sunday. I want to see us air it out.
Yeah,
so
absolutely.
It's much like today. I want to see Joe Burrow drop back. I want to see our receivers in the game, and I want to get the passing game going tomorrow. So,
like, I get you come out on like run these like feel out plays, but at some point, just fucking grow a set of balls and just
Yeah, I mean, it is. I mean, you're gonna have to feel it out, obviously, but I would like us to just go for the throat.
I mean,
just try to get a quick
that's
score.
What I'm saying. I mean,
so he's been Zach. That's the other thing is Zach Taylor has been very, very, very conservative, and I don't agree with it at all. He's been. I know that they've said that they want to try to run the ball and they want to be a run first team, but
yeah,
you got Joe Burrow, man. Like let's use
his
him.
decision calling. I've actually liked his aggressive decision calling, but I hate the passive play calling, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
So that's where I have my biggest issue with Zach Taylor right now. Is if you're gonna be aggressive with your decision making, be aggressive with your play calling. We grew up with Marvin Lewis as the head coach, and he wasn't the one to take shots. We hear, you're this offensive guru, you're this quarterback coach guy. Go and show us that. Right now, you're running what I run in Madden to cheese on people, where you're running a slant to Michael Thomas every fucking play with the Saints.
Yeah, I think I agree with that. Actually, in general, I like the aggressiveness and his decision making. I don't the going for it on your own 30 when you're up by 2 touchdowns against Minnesota. I don't agree with at all. But the majority of everything else that he's done I'm fine with. But to me, you got a franchise quarterback back. Use him. That's where I'm at with it. So,
truthfully, I didn't even have a problem with that play call, because I think if you get that first down, it takes a lot of momentum away from Minnesota if you get the first down. But that play call was just horrendous. But so I'm okay with that decision, honestly, in hindsight. But
what are you gonna say, Bryce?
Yeah, he really lacks when it comes to to being creative with play call and designs and shit. He needs, for somebody that's offensive minded, you would expect something a little bit more creative, and he's just out here like some basic bitch running these.
Zach Taylor, the basic bitch.
I don't know. I get where he's coming from. I definitely get where you're coming from, though, Bryce. Because
run like a Philly special or something. God damn it! I can't tell.
I was just saying, I haven't seen anything from Zach Taylor where I've seen him call a play and I'm like, mastermind. Offensive mastermind there.
Well, that's because he's not an offensive mastermind.
Which is the problem, because that's what we hired him to be. Yeah. At this point, bring back Marvin Lewis, and our defense will be the number 1 defense in the NFL.
What the hell did he learn from Sean McVay when he was out there?
He learned that Jared Goff is a good guy and a good teammate.
Well, that's good.
Because that's all he ever fucking says.
You love to see that. You love to see that.
Don't knock Goff.
I hope he does.
He's been doing okay with Detroit, all right? Yeah, I'd say he's been doing all right with Detroit.
Okay, whatever.
He's letting my boy TJ pop off. That's all that matters.
Yeah, sure. You guys know how I feel about Zach Taylor. I don't think he's fit for the job at all. But
okay, A couple years ago, I was in disagreement with that just because of what our roster was looking like. I was like, give him a couple years. It's been a couple years. Zach, you're on the hot seat this year. Put up or shut up. Show us that you're here to be a head coach because there's way too much talent on this roster to win 3, 4, 5 games. You have to get us to at least 500, and even if you're at 500, you're still on the hot seat. Like this, with our roster we have, there is so much talent on the offensive side of the ball. The defensive side of the ball is finally coming together. We have a lot of playmakers on the especially in the secondary on the defense side of the ball. Make plays, get us some wins. We're sick and tired of losing. We're not the 0-16 Browns or the 0-16 Lions. We have the talent to be a playoff team.
Yeah, we
It's
got
there.
talent on
We
the
have the
roster.
And
talent
I'd like to see him
Put it
run up the
together.
score on somebody. I'm tired of these fucking games like the Colts last year where we go up big and then we still find a way to either fucking lose the game or it goes into overtime and we win by a field goal or some shit. Like, blow somebody out of the fucking water.
If there's a game to do it, it's this one against the Steelers.
Yeah, I'll say
Yeah.
this. He is.
On the road. You're on the road against your division rival. Blow them the fuck out. Fuck the Steelers.
It's also not. It's not just your division rival. It's the fact that it's your division rival that everybody here hates.
He needs a statement win.
Like he hasn't.
They've had your number for years. Like,
Yeah, and every win that he's gotten, it's been a one-score win. It's been tight. Now he's also lost a bunch of one-score games, but I think that's more damning towards him than anything. So yeah, you're in games, but if you can't figure out a way to win them, you've never won a game by more than 2 scores or more than 1 score.
Yeah. He needs a statement win on his resume as well.
Yeah. So anyway, going back to the whole airing it out thing. So we got some guys that are doubtful this week for the game. T. Higgins, Trey Waynes, who was supposedly going to come back and start this week, is on the both doubtful, and then Xavier Su'a-Filo is also doubtful for Sunday, meaning that we could very well see Jackson Carman get his first NFL start. What do you guys think about that?
trial by fire, baby. There's going to be growing pains. There will be. He's going to make mistakes. He's a rookie. He's a rookie playing out of position.
Mm-hmm.
Best way to develop. Get in there and get some games.
But as I say, there's no. You can take all the reps in practice. You can watch all the game film. There's no replacement for game experience. So he's going to learn real quick. He's going to have to learn real quick if he wants to be a part of this offense. And I hope he proves some people wrong. There's been a lot of hate towards him. People are saying he's lazy. People are saying he can't compete in the NFL. And personally, for him, I'm always a glass half full guy, but I hope he's wrong. Same thing that Jamar Chase did a couple weeks ago. I don't hear anyone talk about Jamar Chase drop issues anymore, and I'm hoping, with Jackson Carman, it's the same thing.
Well, Diana Rossini still likes to trash Jamar Chase, so.
Oh yeah. Well, she's also the most biased Browns fan out there.
Yeah, she's pretty bad. She's not
That's
really
the only
a
reason he is
reporter either, but.
That's ESPN for you.
Bryce, what do you think about Jackson Carman getting a start?
Drafted him in the second round. That's what you second round picks are supposed to do.
Yeah, I mean, I think that the thing with Xavier Su'a-Filo, he was, by all accounts, he was put in the starting right guard spot to give Joe Burrow protection. And if he's not going to, he's been our worst lineman so far. So if he's not going to provide that extra protection that you are supposed to get from a veteran offensive lineman, I'd say go for it. If you're going to get the same production out of each guy, put the younger guy in and see what he's got. Because frankly, Xavier Su'a-Filo is only going to go down, and you could get, with experience, Jackson Carman could be a lot better by the end of the season. So at least that's where I'm at with it. So
I'd like to see Smith get in too.
I thought it was kind of weird because they were raving about Dante Smith, and Bryce is gone. But they were raving. They were raving. It's just uncut. They were raving about Dante Smith, and all preseason they were talking about him, and now they're going straight to Jackson Carman, which I thought was kind of, I don't want to say weird because I mean you took him in the second round, but
No, I think you have to give the Carman the go. He's a second round pick.
Yeah.
My only hope is that I think we should try him out in more positions than just guard because I think the talent's there. I know he was graded as a low third round pick rather than a second rounder.
Mm-hmm.
But if you're going to take him in the second round, you have to make him fit. I honestly wouldn't even mind seeing him try out at center because I'm not high on Hopkins either. But Hopkins is another
Hopkins
story.
has been rough. I don't know if that has anything to do with his knee injury or not, but I mean, he was great last year. Well, I don't want to say great.
He was serviceable last year.
He did the job last year, but this year it's looked pretty rough. So
he's looking like Bobby Hart out there.
Yeah, if Bobby Hart played center, God, I don't even want to think about that. So on the Steelers side, they have few guys that are now downgraded to out. Like we said, T.J. Watt is out. Tyson Alualu also out, and then Deontay Johnson is going to miss a few weeks. So,
which is huge.
Yeah,
because I think, as far as a matchup perspective goes, I think that takes a lot of stress off of our secondary, especially if Waynes is out.
Mm-hmm.
Because that gives Mike Hilton more free reins to blitz, to play the run game. Because he's a good but not a great coverage guy. But if you're only worrying about Claypool and Juju at that point, and Juju's still probably mostly going to be playing in the slot.
Yeah.
Not to mention that Ben's fucked up too. Which, I mean,
I didn't even put that down on our show flow. Ben Roethlisberger has a pec injury, but I've been listening to the Locked On Bengals podcast, and they're just like the whole week they're like, yeah, well, Ben Roethlisberger always plays hurt against the Bengals, and then he throws for 400 yards, so
he's washed.
Yep.
Yeah, that's true. He didn't have Tommy John surgery the last time that he was playing hurt against us, but so yeah, I think that Deontay Johnson being out, I mean, you said that we're gonna have there's still two receivers, which you could play devil's advocate and say Minnesota had two receivers and one of them just lit Eli Apple up the whole game. But
make it easier because hopefully Eli Apple doesn't get his reports to as bad. Having Apple.
The Vikings and the Steelers have different passing schemes. So.
Yeah. I mean, you got Justin Jefferson, who's a deep threat. Claypool and Smith and Juju are both more so slot guys than anything. So I don't really think Apple's going to be lining up against them.
I don't know if I'm choosing to go. Yeah,
gonna get picked on.
Well, I mean, if he gets picked on, it's probably going to be
scheme
crossing routes or where they try to get the coverage switched. But
I offer a solution: Darius Phillips season, baby.
I offer a secondary solution: sign Richard Sherman.
That's not happening.
The Bengals don't spend money.
As much as I would love that for that to happen, but
what do you mean Bengals don't spend money?
I think the Ravens or somebody reached out to Sherman.
Yeah, I was gonna say there was someone who reached out to him. I couldn't remember who.
I've heard him and the Browns have been talking for months, and they just apparently just don't want to do anything with each other. I guess
it was the Bucks. I think the Bucks reached out to him.
It was Tampa Bay.
Because Bruce Arians is talking about, we got to talk fit and see if it fits and everything, but we're not against bringing. Like he publicly said that. So,
I'll say a shock or Tampa Bay.
Hopefully Sherman stays the fuck away from the AFC North.
Right. Yeah.
I don't want to go against Sherman. I don't care how old he is. That man, that's a dog right there. He is a straight up dog.
He's just gonna go sign with the Steelers now. So.
Probably
because that's how things work out.
He's going
all
to sign
right.
with them today, play tomorrow, and get the game-winning pick six.
Yeah. So keys to the game.
Pissed.
I can go first. I think everybody's key to a Bengals win is probably the number one thing is protecting Joe Burrow. I think we can all pretty much agree with that. But like we were talking about, take shots, and then I think if you shut down their run game, which we've been able to do, and force Roethlisberger to throw for 400 on you, I know that I just said that Locked On was talking about how he's hurt and gonna drop 400 on us, but I don't think that he's got 400 in him at his age and with the injuries that he has.
No.
So if you put it on Ben Roethlisberger to beat you, I think like now in his career, that's the game plan. So those are my keys to a win.
My big key is actually on the other side of the ball. You talked about our offensive line play. For me, it's our defensive line play.
Mhm.
Their offensive line is very bad, about as bad as ours, if not worse. And our defensive line has been showing out. If you can pressure Big Ben into making those mistakes, if you can, limit Najee Harris, you set yourself up to be, in a good spot to win that ball game. I honestly think this is going to be a game where both teams are both teams' quarterbacks are running for their lives. But this
Yeah,
could be this could put the Bengals kind of on the map as a good defensive line and a line you should have to be scared of, even if it is against a weak Pittsburgh Steelers offensive line.
And from perception, just everybody loves the Steelers and they always think that they're a power up front. So if you can shut them down, I think you might raise some eyebrows. Bryce, what you got?
Battle in the trenches. When the line of scrimmage, Ben likes to take chances. He'll throw balls that should or will be picked off, and just like Zach Taylor said, create more turnovers, guys. We can do this.
Great. We got our own Zach Taylor on the podcast. That's fantastic. I'm so happy.
There we go.
Yay.
Hey Zach,
All right.
take more shots downfield. Nemrod.
Yeah. All right, last segment of the podcast for today. We got our week 3 picks. This is something new that we're probably going to do. Try to go through every week. So Thursday night game is already finished. Carolina won that. So we're not giving Bryce credit for his Carolina pick at all.
Never.
So I have Buffalo and Washington. I got Buffalo winning. What is going on with my...
Josh Allen, tears up their defense. Buffalo by big.
All right, Bryce, what you got?
Buffalo.
All right, cool. So we're clean sweep on that. Cleveland and Chicago. I got the Browns. I think that the rookie factor with Justin Fields. I just like Cleveland's defense way more than... I think the Bears' offense has promise, but just not yet.
Not so fast, my friend. No, I'm just kidding. I have Cleveland winning this, but it's closer than what a lot of people think. I don't think Cleveland has the defense that everyone thinks they do. I mean, you watch that game last week against the Texans, kind of gets scary. And then, this week you're actually going against, you're going up against a team that has, they're not loaded with weapons, but they have definitely more weapons than the Texans do. So I got Cleveland in a close game.
I got Cleveland by 10. I think Stefanski draws up a scheme, allows the offense to air it out, and Justin Fields probably has some turnover issues, some rookie growing.
All right. I just want to say real quick. I say this all the time in our fantasy group chat. I love Kevin Stefanski's system, which is why I think that's probably going to be a larger score than you guys think. But I don't know. Maybe I'm just a homer for Stefanski. I really like him. So.
Well, the defense has been struggling though.
Yeah, I mean that's why I mentioned that.
I think it'll be a shootout.
I'd watch it. Well, I guess we're gonna be watching a different game. It's on the same window, but It'll be
Side
fun to
note:
keep-
I won't be
keep
able to
track.
watch any game because I have a softball game that starts at 1. So I'm recording all the games, staying off social media, and then watching all the games
I am going to
afterwards.
text you every single play that happens during the game.
I will have my phone turned off.
Ah, shit. All right, fine, whatever. All right, so we got Baltimore at Detroit next. I got Baltimore, and I think it's a rout.
Baltimore big.
Baltimore by 20.
All right, moving on quickly from that. Tennessee and Indianapolis in Tennessee. It's a tougher one just because I think that Indianapolis is better than what they've showed, but I think Derrick Henry feasts.
Well, you got to think Carson Wentz has 2 fucking sprained ankles.
Yeah, I think I got the Titans winning.
I have the Titans winning as well. I think it's going to be a very close game. I think both teams are better than what they've shown this year. But I think Brown figures out his drop issues, and Tennessee rallies around that, and they win.
I don't know who Tennessee is, but King Henry's going to run all.
Team Henry. Okay.
Hello?
Yeah, Bryce cut out. Get better internet.
I'm kidding. It's a team sport. Tennessee.
All right. So then we got. This is actually a really good one. I would probably, if we weren't playing at 1, I would probably want to watch. Chargers at Chiefs. I got the Chiefs just because they're the Chiefs, but I think it'll be a really good game.
Asante Samuel Jr., baby. He had his going out party last week. He shows out again. I got the upset. I got the Chargers over the Chiefs.
You got the Chiefs at 1 and 2?
Chiefs.
I have the Chiefs at 1 and 2.
Okay. All right.
I will say, the more I watch
Settler,
Kansas City,
baby.
the more I'm like, they're not a juggernaut anymore, in my opinion. Might be
Did
a
you just
bold
say
statement, but
Did you just say
I got
juggernaut?
Chiefs by 3.
The juggernaut.
Yeah,
You said juggernaut.
yeah, it's
Okay.
juggernaut. It's not juggernaut. It's juggernaut. You
Okay.
gotta show your nuts.
Okay.
This
Well,
will
hopefully
be
the
another
Bengals
good
can
game
turn
coming
into a
up.
juggernaut so we can make that a thing.
Yeah, we're gonna jug our nuts.
All right, moving on.
I
We
think
got
right here.
next one can be a good game.
You
got,
you have
New
no
Orleans
marbles.
what? You just said Zach Taylor has marbles. So how does that make any sense? All right, whatever. We're moving on. New Orleans
It's week
at
by
New
week,
England.
bitch.
New Orleans at New England, Bryce. Moving on. I got the
New Orleans
Patriots.
by New England.
I got the
Who
Patriots.
do you have, Bryce? Patriots.
Yeah. Okay.
I think I'm gonna switch my pick.
I got
Go
the
with
Saints,
here.
baby.
Don't
I got
ask
the
me why.
Saints. Jameis Winston shows out with another 5-touchdown performance.
You guys, all right, okay. Well, I guess
Keep
me
the
and
dub.
Kashawn and the group chat will just be ripping you guys apart when when the Patriots rout
When
the
Mac
Saints.
Jones throws his little
I will
3-yard
say, the
check
Saints
downs.
team is so weird.
Yeah, it's weird not seeing a Drew Brees led Saints team, but
Yeah, it is. I don't.
I think
Put
Belichick. I
Taysom
just
Hill
think
in.
Belichick is gonna put Winston in a blender, honestly. But
He's
next
on
game
Rob.
is one that
He's
I
a
don't
nasty
wish.
motherfucker.
I don't wish anybody any of this on anyone. Falcons and Giants. That is going to be an absolute shit show. And I have the Giants just because I think they have more raw talent. And Atlanta is probably a top 3 pick this year.
Yeah, I'm going to be watching the Falcons game. I'm actually monitoring the Falcons game, not the Atlanta Falcons game, the Bowling Green Falcons. The Bowling Green Falcons are about to have a more interesting game than this one. That being said, Giants.
All right.
Kenny Galladay gets it figured out with Daniel Jones.
Galladay
G-Men by
hates Daniel Jones, dude. You said, would you
G-Men
say
by
Giants by 14?
4.
All right.
Huh?
You say Giants by 14?
Yeah, take it to the bank.
Okay. I'll make sure to drop a G on that. We got our game next. So Cincinnati and Pittsburgh. I can't go against the podcast. I can't go against my team. I think we go into Pittsburgh, and I think we we obliterate the Steelers. I'm calling it right now. It's a blowout, and Joe Burrow is AFC Player of the Week. At me when I'm right.
I think we lose 49-48 because Zach Taylor fucks it up.
I won't complain if he scores 48 points. I'm not going to lie.
I will.
Okay.
Oh, did I forget? I
Bengals.
forgot to mention all their 49 points are from us turning the ball over.
Oh, well then, yeah, I'll be upset.
No, I'm
Changes
just
everything.
kidding. Serious note. I think this is going to be one of the best games of this week, just because of how close these two teams are in terms of sheer talent. That being said, I got the Bengals.
Bryce is going to pick
I
the
said
Steelers.
earlier, Bengals by 100.
Bengals. All
Just
right.
kidding. But 34-27, Bengals go into Pittsburgh. Ben has 2 interceptions. The Bengals defense stays strong, stops the run, gets pressure on Ben. Joe Burrow has a coming back to normal party.
Coming back to normal party. I don't know if that's ever been said.
It has now.
Yeah, there you go. Bryce
This is why we
coined
have
the term.
This is why we have this guy. This is why we have this guy boozing on the podcast.
Is he boozing? He's still got COVID.
Oh,
So, yeah, he's,
All right, well,
he's got Corona.
mixed fruit
Corona Light.
electrolytes.
Okay, well, you heard it here on the Streaking Stripes podcast. Alcohol kills COVID. So if you ever get COVID, start drinking.
Alcohol kills germ.
Exactly. All right, so we got Arizona and Jacksonville next, and I can't wait to see Urban Meyer get his shit stomped in again.
Kyler Murray's an MVP candidate. Arizona big.
Bryce just gave a look. I think he's going to... Don't tell me you're going with Jacksonville, you crazy son of a
Oh
bitch.
no.
Oh, my God. Jesus.
Where's he going?
I
Where's
don't
he
know.
going?
What is he doing? The suspense. They should just make this a live podcast.
Dude, there's like a party going. There's a party across the street from me right
Oh,
now.
my God. Here we go. Here we go. What do we got here? What do we got?
My eye, AJ Green,
Oh,
2
Jesus.
Oh
touchdowns.
my god.
I thought he did all of
You
that.
went and got that. You went and got that to pick the favorite. I was expecting like Lee
I was-
Corso upset alert
No.
headgear.
I was
No,
100% expecting him
you
to go
gotta
with
go with the
Jacksonville.
breakout game for the dude.
Breakout
thing,
AJ
AJ.
Green game. Okay.
For those who are just
2
listening and
touchdowns.
not watching,
2
Bryce
touchdowns.
just walked up and grabbed his little AJ Green doll from the other room.
Hey, it's
I
still
know.
in
Just
the,
to pick
it's
the
still in the
Action
casing.
figure.
It's okay.
Mint condition.
Yeah.
Oh
there
my
you
bad.
go.
Action figure.
It's in mint condition. It just only has one leg.
Okay. Oof.
All right, moving on. We got the Jets at Denver. I got the Broncos. I'll make it short and quick.
Broncos.
Broncos.
All right, cool. Miami and Las Vegas. I think that I don't like Miami really, even with Tua. But without Tua, I think that Vegas probably opens this thing up and probably beats Miami 35-0 again, just like they were last week.
Carr's been on a tear. He's looking. If he keeps these numbers up, he could be in the MVP discussion. I got Raiders.
You only picked the Raiders.
Yeah,
because
Vegas
your
can.
girlfriend's a Raiders fan.
No, trust me, I will root against Raiders every opportunity because my girlfriend's a Raiders fan.
Okay.
Vegas can be a scary team this year. That being said, I got Vegas over Miami by 20 plus.
Jesus Christ. Okay, Bryce is picking blowout city this week, man.
Here's another good game. Tampa
Yeah,
Bay
Ve-
and the Rams. Los Angeles Rams.
I got Tampa Bay. I may have some bias here because I need Tom Brady and Gronk to show out again. But yeah, I got Tampa Bay.
I said it before in the podcast. That was, we never ended up finishing due to technical difficulties. Rams are going to win the Super Bowl this year. Straight up. Rams to the Super Bowl. I got Rams here.
I've got Tampa winning, but I will say this is going to be close because Tampa's pass defense is bad, and the Rams are going to they're gonna throw the ball a lot.
They're gonna throw the ball. Okay.
I can't say blowout.
All right, so Bryce picks another blowout.
It's gonna be blowout.
Seattle and Minnesota. I got Seattle on the road.
This is actually, I think, the toughest game to pick for me because my, smart money says Seattle, but I have a feeling that the Vikings, after back-to-back heartbreak losses, I think they put it together and they end up winning.
Yeah, you love when your kicker can make a 50-yarder to fucking tie the game to go overtime, but then he pushes a 30-yarder to lose the game. I told Jake, I said I could go 50-50 on this game, but I'm going Seattle.
All right. Sunday night, I think this is going to be a really, really good game just because I think Green Bay has found themselves. I know it's only week 3, but they looked lost in week 1. So Green Bay, San Francisco, I got the Pack, and I got the Pack by probably like a point or 2.
Yeah, I also have Green Bay.
This game goes into overtime. Green Bay wins.
Question: does Green Bay win in the game twice?
What?
Okay, that went right over his head.
Yeah.
Is it like the Vegas,
confused.
the Ravens Raiders game, week 1 Monday night? Did you not watch that? I don't think you watched it. All right.
No.
Zoom right over his head. Okay.
No, I didn't watch that.
All right,
Yeah.
Whatever. It is what it is. I'm going to
Try
go
again,
ahead and
boss.
say that the Packers win it in overtime, and they win it twice. There, I'll be the one to say it. Monday night, we got Philly and Dallas.
It's fucked.
We got Philly and Dallas. I think Dak throws for
Hey,
400 again.
take it to the house, kid. Let's go.
Okay, Bryce is watching Texas.
God.
Sorry.
Taking off my freaking headset because Bryce is watching a Texas team that sucks.
We'll get back to back to the podcast. I got Dallas, and I got Dallas by a lot.
Yeah, I also have Dallas by a lot. Although Jalen Hurts still shows out.
My fiance is a Dallas fan, so I go get.
All right. Well, that'll do it for our picks, and that will also do it for episode 2. I know it's week 3, but it's episode 2 of the Streaking Stripes podcast. Thank you guys for listening.
2.
Thank you guys for watching. Subscribe and hit the notification bell on YouTube. You can also go follow us on Twitter at Streaking Stripes, with Streaking Stripes without the G. And you'll be notified. Put notifications on for everything, and you won't ever miss a podcast. So thank you guys for listening and watching.
We're also on Spotify and Apple.
Oh yeah, right. We're now on Spotify and Apple.
Eat the dub.
Eat the dub. All right. Spay and neuter your pets, and hoo-day.